moving along
All right.
there? All right.
Talk to you about.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, we had that one.
Yeah, together.
Okay, so if everyone could let Mr. Younger know what budgets for the 3rd, I think that'd be critical, and Mr. Younger, you and I can talk about the agenda. There's some things that I'd rather not push off, because then they'll not get done, and I'd rather schedule more meetings if we have.
Mr. Chair, I have met with the police department, so.
You're all set with that?
Yeah, I'm all set with them.
So if you wanna go ahead and, would you let
Hank and let Chief Brunel and or whoever else he wants to bring to that meeting.
It may be quicker if Mr. Younger did
Okay.
that, say tomorrow.
And Mr. Young, if you could let the chief know, and whatever staff he wants to bring, let him put that one on the agenda, and then whatever other members have to put on the agenda for the 3rd.
Hopefully we'll have
One of the,
other.
anything else on the budget, Mr. Young? Nothing else?
Well,
Consider
it's
ourselves-
better field late tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday morning.
Alrighty.
Also, for those who are interested, it should be on the state website on
Should be there when?
Wednesday.
Is his speech tomorrow night?
There's a speech tomorrow, and I think there's a speech Wednesday. I think he's doing 2. He has the State of the State. And for there was another one I thought he was doing this. Or he was having a meeting. Yeah, it's not sure.
Old and new business. Mr. Vino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a couple of issues. Mr. Younger, the issue we spoke about at Stop and Shop, nothing has changed.
Okay, because I asked him.
Yeah, if I could just get a follow-up on that, please. And also, I did get a call, Marcy, on ideas for revenue raising. And one of them was, it was a lady who called me, was to charge a fee for the car walkouts that we're doing through the fire department. She brought up a very good point where, many of these are at Walmart and shopping, Stop and Shop, and I mean, a lot of this could be out-of-town residents, but the possibility of a fee on that. And Mr. Younger, she also brought up the question on the false alarms by the police department. She asked me if we did or if we still were charging a fee on that. I was not sure, so I said I would ask you to find that out for me if you would, or even if we ever did, because I know some towns did back years ago, but then they dropped it. Just a thought.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Young.
On the last two, I've asked Chief O'Brien, first of all, regarding the lockouts, do we incur any costs ourselves by performing the lockouts, i.e. callbacks, we have to bring anyone back because someone's being sent out for that. So I'm getting that information currently right now to see if there's any cost to us for doing that. Obviously, after I get that back, then we'll look at if the board wants to institute any type of fee issue regarding that. So we've already begun the process to review that.
Okay.
Regarding the alarm fee, I thought we did charge.
Yeah, I did not know the answer, so I told her I would.
I thought we did about double check.
And in that same vein, there probably would be no cost for the police officer to go there per se as a callback or an overtime. But so if we're charging for that, maybe we should be charging for the car walkout because
false alarm?
Yeah.
We do charge them.
I didn't know if we did, if we still had that program in place. So that's what
It doesn't mean it's
or maybe it has to be
active.
spiced up.
Is it active? We don't know.
I thought it was on the books that we did that though.
It's on the book.
Right. I don't know how active that is, I'll find out, but I
Okay.
thought it was.
This next one is kind of comical in a way. I received a number of calls on our last meeting about the gentleman who was complaining we do too good a job on the roads. And I don't think maybe he meant it the way it came across, but I do want to applaud the DPW because they do an excellent job on the roads. And this was the sentiment I got from a lot of people who contacted me over that. They were afraid we would cut back on our plowing efforts. I can almost assure you we won't. Thank you. That's all I have.
Nothing else? Mr. Mulder?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am the board's liaison to the July 4th committee, and as such, I'd like to make the following announcement. It is with regret that the Board of Selectmen announces today that the traditional July 4th carnival and fireworks will be canceled this year. The July 4th committee met and voted to call a moratorium on this year's event due to a lack of funding and volunteers to bring the carnival and fireworks to fruition. This is a completely volunteer effort. No taxpayer money is expended on the July 4th activities, and this is not a result of governmental budget cuts. The costs of bringing the celebration witnessed by thousands on July 4th in 2002 have escalated dramatically, and the committee has determined they cannot overcome the constraints. It is the wish of the board and the July 4th committee to begin a renewed effort to bring the traditional celebration back to North Reading in July 2004. We are asking citizens to volunteer to join our July 4th committee for next year's planning. If you are interested, please contact the town administrator. We are also asking you to donate money to the cause and stay involved throughout the year. Thank you to the July 4th committee for all the time and effort they volunteer in service to North Reading. Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing else.
Nothing. Mr. Callaghan?
Yeah, this Thursday, February 27th, the North Reading Taxpayers Association will be having a meeting, and at the meeting they will be hosting Senator Bruce Tarr and Representative Brad Jones. It's at the library at 7 o'clock. It's open to the public. There's going to be a question and answer session. I think a lot of it's going to be question and answer session, so if any citizens out there have anything they'd like to address with their state senator or state representative, they'll have that opportunity this Thursday evening downstairs in the library. And other than that, I again just like to commend Mr. Younger along with his department heads. I think it does the service well for the community that when we are faced with these issues of cutbacks that are unanticipated, that we're able to basically just roll up our sleeves and solve the problem. And I just think that people here in Town Hall are doing a very good job with that, and hopefully, being able to cut the budget and not really seeing a major drop-off in services to the town. And I think they should all be commended for that. And finally, with the trash pickup situation, this is really a personal note.
I forgot your button again. I forgot your button again.
You didn't bring my button. I want a button that says, please pick up the trash. We're still trying to figure out what will be picked up and what won't be picked up. It seems to differ from week to week. You come home, this Saturday I happened to come home and my barrels are empty, and there's a pile of things left on the ground. And I don't know if I put them in the wrong barrel or the wrong box, or these items will only get picked up the third Tuesday of every month that ends in an E or what, I don't know. But I wish we could clarify this, not so much, I guess with the people that are on the trucks more than anything, because some weeks they pick the stuff up, some weeks they don't, and it does leave a kind of a messy appearance. You end up having to go out there and pick things up, throw them in the barrel, and put them out again the following week, and they seem to go that following week. So I would hope that maybe we could ask Mr. Hanlon to address that with the trash haulers, just so we get a little bit more clarification of what's acceptable to put out there, what isn't, and I guess in a way find out why they'll pick it up one week and not another week. And I'm not talking about recycling, so that's all.
Regular track.
Regular trash.
Pizza boxes. They left a pile of pizza boxes out in front. Since we didn't have the override, we've been able to buy pizzas every day. So,
But that was
we had a
one of
pile of them out there by the street. They didn't pick up the empty boxes.
I thought you were recycling.
They thought you were gonna recycle the pizza box.
I don't know. It was a recyclable week, so we had our recyclables out there.
Yeah, but pizza's the next
Pizza
week.
boxes are not recyclable,
Right.
so
So
that's
they had-
why
okay.
the recycle guy didn't take it, but the trash guy thought the recycle guy should.
See, there they go thinking again. Let's just give them a list, pick the stuff up
Next
and
week,
get
nobody
it
knew
out.
what to take, so they
That's
took
it. So, but that's it, thank you.
This is Bill.
Okay, let's see, just quickly revisiting the FY04 budget. Can we, in one of these plethora of meetings that we have, just briefly put maybe revenue ideas on as an agenda item? I've collected, Mr. Vino just listed one. I've collected not a lot, but maybe about a half dozen that, more than 2 minutes in old and new business. I think I'd like the board to go down and say, yes, investigate, no, not worthwhile. So can we just have that on whichever agenda
Can we
is
get a
like?
list in advance? Or?
Sure. Sure, I can type up a list and give it to the town administrator. Like I said, there are about half a dozen, and I just want to make sure we either actively consider them or actively
Well, why don't we,
dismiss them.
we should put those on for the third.
Yeah.
Want those on for the third? Sure. Okay, I will. get
Because
it.
if there's
Okay.
further clarification or questions,
Okay,
whatever, then it gives an
Okay.
opportunity rather than wait till the end.
sure, sure. And I'm not, find things that maybe we should do or maybe not, or maybe it's worthwhile. Unfortunately, I don't think anything that's gonna solve our dilemma, but at least things we should actively consider. Just, I'll hold this up, this yellow goldenrod slip of paper. The Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund is soliciting donations. The slip of paper was enclosed in everyone's water bill that, if you're like my household, you received at the end of last week. This is a tax deductible donation that goes directly to the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund. And when that fund is built up to have enough principal, distributions will be made to needy elderly and disabled to offset their property tax bill. Actually, there'll be direct offsets to their property tax bill. The committee did have a meeting recently and is well on its way to establishing criteria for distribution of the funds. So we just need the funds, so if you can see, you're right clear to put a little bit of extra in and earmark on this fund that you're making a donation in the amount. You can put it on the same check as your water bill if you want, just enclose how much extra you're adding. So we would appreciate any donation that you can make. A couple others, if we didn't have enough meetings, I just wanted to make the board aware, we will have the privilege on Wednesday night of hearing firsthand from the CPC regarding the Eisenhower Farms acquisition for a park and open space and the CPC's plan. They will also be having a direct open public hearing on March 4th for any residents who would like to attend and learn more about that plan. So that's on March 4th, although that will be presented to us as a board as part of the warrant articles on Wednesday evening. And then finally, I wanted to make the board aware and any members of the public aware. The board several months ago got this thick binder of Central Place, which is a development proposed for Central Street just north of Route 62. It's an adult project, I believe 55 and over. It does have an affordable component. It is would be a densely populated project for the area. It's on the Z